Greetings, fellow cigar box guitar enthusiasts. Dale Puckett here, and in this video I want to talk about 3 different aspects that you can incorporate into your cigar box guitar builds. First one will be using the roundover bit to carve the back of your necks. The second one will be reinforcing antique boxes, and the third one will be incorporating the back angle or the relief angle into your neck. All right, when using a router, keep in mind these things are very dangerous. So always, always, always use every precaution you can. Safety goggles are a must. All right, so I have this 1/4 inch, or actually 1/2 inch round over bit, and I have it set up perfectly so that it's flat and it'll be going straight up on the back here. I have my neck, which the glue has been drying. So I'm safe now to use this guy. All right. So I've identified where I want the curve to start here, right on the traditional headstock, and go all the way up to the heel. All right, so this might get loud. All right, look at that. Smooth as a baby's bottom. All right, here's the neck after the round over. So obviously we can go back and sand it and file it and make it perfect. But it's a good head start. All right, we went garage sailing and I found this antique box, King Edward's. It's got a nice little logo on the top here, so I might use this as the top. But look how flimsy it is. This is a cardboard box, right? So I'm going to give this thing here some thought. I'm going to reinforce it, and then I'll show you what I got. All right, I found me some scrap 3/16 plywood. And this is what I used, but all of those insert pieces from the other cigar boxes, these will actually work perfectly well too. You know, you might just have to stack them up and lay them up, whatever, but hang on to these things because these are invaluable. You can use them for whatever. But anyhow, so I opted for this piece of 3/16 plywood, and what I did is I cut the top off of this guy, right? And then I measured and cut so that these little pieces here will fit in there perfectly. Okay, so now I'm just going to glue them in, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so check that out. Glued and clamped. So I'm not so much worried about the back or the top, because the neck itself and the blocks will be supporting that. But the sides here are super reinforced, and dude, I guarantee this is going to be stronger than a normal traditional cigar box guitar. So I'm sure there's many methods to this. This is just my off the cuff, from the hip attempt at this, but I will let you know how this works out for sure. All right, now I want to talk about the back angle, or creating neck relief. And what I'm talking about here is this gap right here in between the strings and the top of the cigar box guitar. So what I normally aim for here, and you can see here, is about 1/2 inch here, and then it goes down to about 3/8 of an inch there. You can clearly see that it gets shallower as it gets closer to the neck. All right, this is really important because what that does is it gives you high action here, and low action here so that you can play and your pick is not always hitting the top of the cigar box guitar, right? So this is how I achieve this. So while I am carving the neck, and when I'm notching the neck out, right? First off, I determine how deep it goes here by how thick the top of the cigar box is, right? And I want this to be flush right there, right? So the thickness of the cigar box guitar top determines how thick this notch starts off here. Now, whatever thickness this is here, in this case here, it's exactly 1 3/8 inches. I subtract 3/8 of an inch over here, so that's about 1 inch, right? So you can clearly see that it's thinner here and thicker here. So when the fretboard is on, the plane of the strings, right, you can see that it's got a back angle. Now I realize this is subtle, but trust me when I say this, it's all about feel. When you pick up one of my cigar box guitars and you play it, it's just like it feels right. It's like you're playing like an old Gibson Les Paul or a ES335. You have plenty of room over here so that you can attack, you can get all crazy, and you can, whether you're doing finger styles or whatever. Right? And your pick is not always scraping and creating that unwanted pick noise against the bottom of the guitar. So, neck relief, the back angle is very, very, very important in my opinion. So there you have 3 tricks and tips that you can use to incorporate into your cigar box guitar build.